Hey everyone, it's Sherry Wind here, just checking in with everyone. You've probably noticed that there's a biosocial, cognitive, psychosocial personal essay coming up, which is basically the story of your life. It's an essay worth 50 points, and that's coming due on June 15th. So that's a week from Monday, which is tomorrow. I'm recording this on Sunday. So I just wanted to record just a couple of minute video about the essay, just to get you familiar with what the expectations are. So what this essay is using is the underlying principle of this entire course, where we look at the biological, cognitive, and psychosocial aspects of how we develop and grow throughout the course of our life. We are now going into the different stages as we begin week 3. You're going to write a 3-page essay about how this model applies to you personally. You'll consider how the biological role, the cognitive role, and the social role have influenced you in your development. So there's no right answers to this paper. It's how you think those 3 factors, the role of biology, the role of cognition, which again is the way we think and how thinking has changed for you, and the role of psychology have influenced you in your life. This paper needs to follow APA style. Remember that all can be found under resources on D2L, and does include a title page. And this will be uploaded to the Dropbox on the due date, which is June 15th, by 7 o'clock p.m. So just to go over a little bit again what we mean by cognitive, which we're talking more psychological and social. So the biological role are going to address things like your genetics, your sex, whether you're male or female, gender, where you are in terms of sexual orientation, physical illness, mental illness, personality, things that you're born with, biological influences on your behavior. The psychological/cognitive looks at those theories that we just discussed in Chapter 2, things like Piaget, how your thinking has changed, and giving examples of that. Looking at Erik Erikson's stages of psychosocial development, possibly, of where you've changed accordingly to his model, or psychoanalysis. All the different major theories, you're going to choose a couple of them of what makes sense to you, how you have changed the way you think, your cognitions. And lastly, the social piece of it, to kind of tie this all together, looks at maybe your attachment style. It might look at how you were parented, topics that we haven't quite addressed yet, but will be addressing, and you can certainly start looking through the text for some of that information. It'll look at the role of culture and religion, how that has played a role in your life. Your family of origin, what was it like growing up in your family? How did your family influence you? Things like life experiences, whether they're positive or negative, whether you've had trauma or you've had a great life, or a combination of the two. So again, there's no right answers. It's how this all has affected you. And lastly, at the bottom, you'll see a rubric. You're going to look at how these points are distributed. So you're going to have to introduce, what do we mean by the biocognitive psycho perspective? You're going to need to explain each of them. You're going to need to give 2 examples from the bio, the cognitive, and the psychosocial perspective. So a total of 6, 2 under each 3 of those headings. You're going to explain why those have affected you. Obviously, you'll need a conclusion. You're going to need some APA style rules followed. And lastly, make sure your paper is that 3-page requirement. You do again need a title page. So you'll need a title page and 3 other pages of course content. So that's it. I just wanted to make sure you're aware of this paper coming up. You'll see it in your week's modules as it comes up. Please let me know if you have any questions, if you want me to read a draft, if you want to run any questions by me. Please let me know. Talk to you guys soon. Great start of the semester, great first 2 weeks, and welcome to week 3. Thanks.